This is the Yoomi. This is the bottle, and the Yoomi is a normal bottle. But what we've done is we've included a special Yoomi warmer that fits inside the teat, so we can take it out. So it's a normal bottle outside it, and this is the Yoomi warmer. Unfortunately, this one's gone off already. And normally, what would happen is that you would press this button, and off it goes, and the unit just gets hot. The way it puts together is like that. Put it in, and then it's ready to go. We've designed what we hope is some distinctive packaging. So this is a packaging for a bottle and warmer together, and you buy that as one, or you can buy the bottle by itself, or you can buy the warmer by itself. And we also provide teats as well. So we can see we're going for very distinctive packaging, and the orange basically means that you've got a warmer inside. My name is Sheikh, and I'm an engineer by training, and I run two businesses. The first business is called Intelligent Fluid Solutions, and that's an engineering consultancy in which we help our clients develop products. And we do most of the work through computer simulation. So rather than build and test the product, what we tend to do is take the design, use the computer to simulate how it's going to work, and then improve it on the computer, and then give it back to the client. And that's normally quicker and faster than doing it the old traditional route. And out of that business, we spun out a business called Yoomi Limited, and that business has developed a self-warming baby feeding bottle. And that's why we're basically at the knowledge dock, because we're using some of the semi-industrial space for an assembly plant to assemble the product. We've really used the knowledge dock for the industrial space. We were in a small office initially, so we've grown here. So we had a two-man office whilst we were still developing the product, and then we came down here for the industrial space assembly plant, and we've just got another two-man office to accommodate some of the people. And I did get a very, very good student via the Shell STEP scheme, Ranish, and I've just given him a job. So he's graduated and he's got a job, and he's now production supervisor here. His task really was some of the preliminary experimental test work. We've got a self-warming baby bottle. Obviously it gets warm. We needed to put a test rig together to work out how warm it gets, how long it takes to get warm, how long does it stay warm, all the tests that you would normally do for the bottle, the engineering test, look at performance. He was also involved in developing the product really. He had ideas, contributed to the design, and mostly to the manufacturing. So he's now heavily involved in setting up our assembly plant, the manufacturing, ordering equipment, and he will be in charge of 3 or 4 people when we start assembly.
Mm-hmm. Would you use a work placement student again?
Yes. I mean, we're just about to take another one on, and this time much more on the business development side. So we've got somebody with, I think, partway through a business degree, and they're going to help us on some business development work, sales and marketing. We have these lunchtime meetings, and there's a couple of, we got quite friendly with some of the other businesses, and they tend to go through the same cycle. You know, we need money, so we're looking for investment. There's a number of other businesses, we tend to swap stories and swap contacts. That's quite useful. At one stage also, before we got the industrial space, one of the other businesses loaned us some space in their area. Ranish did some work for them, and then we bartered basically, and in return they allowed us to have some space for a couple of months. It really helped because it got us going with the tests, without having to spend a lot of money on having a lab to do them in. We're very, very nearly there now. So we have the product being tooled, being manufactured now. So we're about to place the first manufacturing orders. We're gearing up for scale assembly to assemble the product and package it. And we've just got, ideally, an order today from a national retailer to launch the product in November this year. So we're now sort of gearing up for that launch. We want to launch it, we'll develop more products. On the engineering side, I mean, we're at the vanguard of it's called sort of virtual simulation, virtual product development. So that business is, these technologies came out of the large companies. I used to work for BMW. So that's where we got hold of the technology, and now we're pushing it into SMEs. And our focus in the Intelligent Fluid Solutions is to provide a cost-effective service that SMEs can use this, because it's quite expensive software, quite expensive people, quite specialised, and you need large computing facilities. So what we're trying to do is push the technology down such that smaller companies can look at their product development and actually really shorten their development life cycles, their costs. But then they have to get used to outsourcing. And sometimes small companies aren't like that. But I mean, from our business, for the last 5-6 years, about 65% of our business is repeat business. So that means that clients come back to us again and again, and most of our clients are SMEs. So once they understand the benefits of the technology and how it helps them, and they can see it in action, they tend to stick with us and keep going. So the only plug is really for that business, and if there's businesses that are developing products using simulation technology is the way to go. There is for the engineering business. We're in discussion with some people at UEL because we're moving into the renewable sector. So we do design work on wind turbines, ocean turbines, ground source heat and power, all these sort of green technologies. And UEL have a sustainability department here. So we're talking to them, and they're also a conduit for European funding. So we're talking to them about a potential of a joint European project in which we as an SME would tie up with UEL and maybe some European partners to look at taking the technology for some of these renewable technologies on a bit further. So we're working on that side, but that's for the engineering business. On the bottle business, really, not really. I mean, it's very good because Jackie tends to forward on. There's a bit of a community here, and she forwards on all the information on grants and awards and these sorts of things, and networking events. We tend to partake of those.